How's everybody doing tonight? We're going to have some fun. We're going to have a lot of fun. Can I tell I'm a little excited? Natalie, Michael, Andy, and Lucas, great job. Folks, we just experienced their first effort of patriotism in their lives. So we're here tonight to celebrate, to honor, and to have a lot of fun. I want to thank all of you for being here. There's so many people to thank over a 12-month period that make all this happen. And I want to make sure we can name a few of them tonight. I want to thank all of the volunteers. Many of you are in the stands, out in the seats. Those that are working back at the raffle. We couldn't do it without you. We're an all-volunteer organization. We have no staff. And that's how things like this happen, as people dedicate their time. So thank you. Also, I want to thank the folks that helped us put on this event. Genesis Associates, Jennifer Hartman, Jennifer Chiniski and her team. BMA Media that provides all the audio, visual. Ray Liptak and his team. They've been here for 2 days putting this whole thing together. I want to thank the hall, Ann, Linda, Rick, and their whole staff. It's going to put on an amazing show with the food and at the bar. I want to thank all of you, because this organization doesn't exist without you. It doesn't exist without your support. It doesn't happen without your love. Love for these young men and women that do so much for us. And you pass it right through this organization so we can get back to them. So every year we get up here and we talk about what Neopat's accomplished, but why are we all here? We're all here for those young men and women. Some of you are no longer young men and women. We call you veterans, but we honor you too. So at this time, what I'd love to do is to have everyone that currently serves, or those that have served in the past, if you please stand up and be recognized. Thank you for your service. Thank you for protecting our honor. And thank you for being here. It's an absolute honor for all of us to share a room with you. So, my earliest, does anybody remember where that song was from? Rocky IV. Does anybody have any idea how old Rocky IV is? Rocky IV just celebrated its 30th anniversary this year. Rocky IV, USSR versus America. For those of you that know who the USSR is, go to history books. Good guys versus the bad guys. Communism versus democracy. That was my first memory of patriotism. I remember being at Garfield Mall, watching that movie. And I remember sitting there and how proud I was to be an American. With one of the greatest lines of all time, the driver goes up there and says, "I must break you." What's great about that movie, even though it was a movie, it inspired people, inspired patriotism. And we go around the city and we talk about what Neopat does. And the number one question we typically get asked is, what's your fire, what's your passion, what's your inspiration for honoring those that have served in patriotism? I did not serve, but I have 2 stories that I'll share what influenced me. One was my father. My father served in Vietnam. I did not serve. My father served in 1967-68 in South Vietnam in the Army. And our family is all about patriotism. Stand up straight, hand over your heart, honor the flag. Memorial Day, 4th of July, understanding what that really meant, even though it was a day off of school. It was about what the meaning of that day was. And that made a lasting impression on me. And I wanted to instill that in my kids. The other story is that in 1991, my best friend growing up in Maple Heights, Ohio, his father was a Coast Guard reservist. His name is Ron Sinelli. And Ron woke up one morning, walked out the door, and didn't come back for 12 months as he went over to serve. If you remember 1991, that was the first Gulf War. So I saw firsthand what happens when the primary breadwinner, the leader of the family, the father, the husband of father of three, the husband, when he's no longer there, the emotional financial stress that creates. And that sowed seeds in me long before Neopath. But that story on its own is just a story. It's just one person, one experience. So we went out and recruited some board members that have similar experiences, that have similar passion for promoting patriotism. And 4 years ago, we created Neopath to try to inspire others based off of our own personal experiences. But then we just had an organization. We had a name, a website, but we didn't have any energy. And that's where all of you come in. Because you see, each one of you is here because you have a story. There's a reason why you have patriotism ingrained in you. And I'd ask you to sit down for a second and think about, what is it that brings you here with us tonight? You could have been doing anything, but you took time out of your day to be here and celebrate and be here in honor. Was it a grandfather conversation that you had when you were a kid? Was it a coach? Was it Rocky IV? What is your story? And when we brought your stories into Neopath, that's when we created the movement, the Neopath movement. That's when we started changing lives. You're going to hear stories tonight of people's lives that we've changed. All of us changed. So when you think about what Neopath stands for and how we do it, it could be as simple as you walk up to a military person and you shake their hand. You say, thank you for your service. It could be as simple as you come to the Gala and have a great time. It could be going to the Ripon National Cemetery in Ripon, Ohio, and placing wreaths on the tombs of soldiers that Neopath is involved in. It could be rebuilding houses that we've done for local military families. It could be getting involved in Neopath Adopt a Family program, where we adopt families that need help over the holidays and give them a great Christmas. It could be as simple as liking and sharing this on Facebook and helping us get the word out. So that's my call to action to you tonight. My call to action is when you leave here tonight, you have 364 days, and I hope that all of you will be back here next year. That over that time, your call to action is to help us recruit more stories. Help us recruit more people into the movement. Help us get focused on making a bigger difference. Because in 4 short years, tonight we have 670 people in attendance. Imagine where we would be in 4 years from today with all of your energy and all of your support and you recruiting others for us. So the last question I have for you is, why do we have to do that? Why do we have to have this call to action? I'm going to leave you with a number that brought me to my knees that I learned 3 months ago. 3 months ago, 108 young men and women that serve in Northeast Ohio, in our 20-county area that we have, that was up on the screen. 108 young men and women have sacrificed, the ultimate sacrifice, in protecting our freedom over the last 11 years. 108. Some of those families are here with us this evening. They're here with us because their son made a sacrifice. They had a call to action that makes our call to action seem trivial. But our call to action is still important because why? Because we need to honor these young men and women. These young men and women are the ones that make the difference. We had 1,250 families and over 150 corporations get involved in this organization. For one reason. Because we want to honor those that we've lost. And the best way to do that, as the families have told us, is to make sure their spirit is not lost. Last year, I stood up here and I told you that their spirit lives inside this organization. There is no way that in 4 short years that this board would have met all of you without some higher help. And their energy and their love lives inside this organization. Our board has made a decision to make sure that 100% of the money that we raise, net of event costs. So obviously if we have a golf, I'm going to pay for golf. If we've got this event, we're going to pay for the event. But if you made a financial donation to Neopath tonight, in the future, and you didn't attend an event, 100% of your money goes to the mission, to promote patriotism and support local military families. And I'm happy to report that the board has just determined for this upcoming year, we're going to do the same exact thing we've done the last 4 years. 100% of the donations are going to the So at the end of the day, I want you all to have an amazing evening. Ray, can you get to the slide with the families? As we sit here tonight, and we enjoy each other's company, and we think about what inspired us to be here, the reason we're here is because of these young men. You're going to hear from Adam Hamilton's family tonight. We have Brad Squires' family here with us tonight. Brad Davis' family is here with us. Corey Enrich's family is with us tonight. And those other members that are not able to join us tonight that are here in spirit, Danny Page's family and friends are here tonight. This is why we do this, folks. This is why we love what we do and why we love our mission. Because we're promoting patriotism to honor these young men. Honor them in a way so that their spirit's never lost. Honor them in a way so we keep our liberties. And honor them in a way for what they've done for us to protect our freedoms. James Brown said it best. We are all living in America. And man, does it feel good. God bless